It's Thursday, September 2. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Reproductive rate of the coronavirus has seen a slight drop from 1.4 to 1.1. Prime Minister Andrew Holness shared the data at a virtual press conference on Wednesday while discussing the extension of the island-wide lockdown periods effective Friday, September 3. The lockdowns are being implemented to stem the surge in COVID-19 cases and hospitalization. Jamaicans have been experiencing weekend lockdowns for the past 2 weeks, and according to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, there is some improvement. He cited data showing a decrease in the COVID-19 reproductivity rate.
This is not any point of celebration. Let me just jump in right there. We are not celebrating. We're grateful that it is down. What it shows is that the tighter measures are starting to show some results. It is starting to bend the curve. However, the R0 is still higher than we need it to be. It is still above 1. And when it is above 1, it means one infected person with it will infect more than one. And so your numbers could still rise exponentially. So it's good it's going down, but we are still in the zone where the infection is still potentially, possibly exponential.
He says the number of COVID-19 related hospitalization continues to exceed the hospital's bed capacity.
Certainly, the Ministry of Health would have had to make decisions such as suspending elective procedures and surgeries so that those beds that would have been occupied for those procedures are freed up. They would have had to find creative ways because we're not turning away anyone. It is our duty to, as much as possible, accommodate all Jamaicans.
The Prime Minister says the immediate solution, along with other technical strategies, is to work towards reducing the number of COVID-19 cases. That's where the lockdowns come in.
We will be seeing 6 more no-movement days, and these would be Sunday, September the 5th, Monday, September the 6th, Tuesday, September the 7th, Sunday, September the 12th, Monday, September 13th, and Tuesday, September 14th. The normal curfew hours will be 7 p.m. until 5 a.m. the following morning on Wednesdays to Fridays during this period, and 6 p.m. on Saturdays. To allow persons to prepare for the 3 consecutive no-movement days, on Friday, September 3, on Friday, September 3, and on Friday, September 10, 2021, workplaces, businesses will be required to close at midday.
Prime Minister Holness says that despite the extended restriction on movement, the vaccination program will continue.
Certain vaccination sites will remain open during curfew hours and on no-movement days. Persons who wish to receive the vaccine will be allowed to do so during curfew hours, as was done over the last 2 weeks.
Those with travel plans can go to the airport, and essential workers are expected to report to work where possible. The importance of wearing a mask and adhering to other coronavirus-related safety measures were reiterated when Prime Minister Andrew Holness toured sections of St. Thomas on Wednesday, September 1. Marlon Samuels has the details.
The effort to continue to build support for the island-wide vaccination blitz saw Prime Minister Andrew Holness embarking on a tour of vaccination sites in St. Thomas on Wednesday, September 1. St. Thomas is one of the parishes hardest hit by the virus. Many waited in line to receive the vaccine. Mindful of the hard lessons learned, every effort was made to ensure sanitizing and social distance protocols were followed.
Step back, please. Red gloves, go right back, right back. Right back. Step back, please, step back. Persons who are on the inside, we are asking you to remove from the inside and go and form the line.
The Prime Minister underscored the need for the unvaccinated to get vaccinated, noting that not doing so puts those they care about, family, friends, and community at risk.
How are you? How are you feeling? You see?
I didn't even know when I get it.
You know what? I'd love you to tell the people that it's so simple.
I said to her, nurse, I'm afraid of vaccine injection, so by a third shot, she said, finish.
Look here, you're like me. I'm afraid of the needle.
Yeah.
I don't fear the vaccine, I fear the needle.
You're afraid of needle.
But I just go and brave up and the nurse stick me. And she do it so fast. When I did it, everybody was saying, no sir, no vaccine, I get no vaccine.
You say it too.
But you come to teach yourself though.
You say it too.
Yeah, when I got the first shot, everybody was saying, no sir, no, you never get no vaccine. And I know I get the truth, so I know I get the vaccine.
It was so quick
And you get the same experience.
Yes.
You never know when you get it.
No.
But look, I'm proud that you have got the vaccine. I think you're a hero to do it because there are many who are sitting back at home and saying, oh, all kinds of reasons. But for you to have gotten up, come out of your house, disrupt your schedule, and you've gotten the vaccine, you have done yourself a favor, but more than that, you're one more strong fence in Jamaica that COVID can come through. If all of us get the vaccine, we make a strong fence totally that COVID can come through. And so that's what we want to see. So you are my hero. You're a hero for taking the vaccine.
Approximately 550,000 Jamaicans have received at least one shot of a COVID-19 vaccine. Over 140,000 Jamaicans have been fully vaccinated. For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
Now for a look at the latest COVID-19 data from the Ministry of Health and Wellness's clinical summary.
In the clinical summary for Wednesday, September 1, 572 new positives were reported. This brings the overall case count to 69,054, with 18,554 being active. In the parish breakdown, Kingston and St. Andrew registered the highest positives with 167 new cases, followed by St. Catherine with 84 new cases, and St. James and Manchester reported 67 each. 19 deaths were also reported over the past 24 hours, and that pushes the island's death toll to 1,568. To date, an overall 48,493 persons have been reported as recovered from the virus. At this time, 669 persons are hospitalized, with 184 patients considered moderately ill, 101 severely ill, and 48 are said to be critical. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Melvin Pennant.
Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Favour Williams, says schools will begin classes for the new school year online. Minister Williams says students who are unable to go online will be able to access lessons on other platforms.
We continue to have our audiovisual platforms. We'll continue to have the students with their workbooks and textbooks, and teachers will continue to be in touch with their students so that they can collect work, market, return, and so on. It's the platforms that you're used to last year that we have to continue to use this year.
She was speaking at a virtual press brief held at the Jamaica House on Wednesday. Frontline essential workers will be able to purchase food on no-movement days using the e-commerce national delivery system, ENDS. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement while speaking at a virtual press brief on Wednesday.
We will allow the JCF, the JDF, private security personnel, the fire brigade, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, or other persons properly identified, employed to the hospital, or engaged by the Ministry of Health in the vaccination process to be served at the premises of food establishments which are registered under the ENDS program, that is the e-commerce national delivery system, during curfew and no movement days.
The Prime Minister's comments follows complaints from rank and file members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force that no provision had been made for them to shop for food on lockdown days. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security says limited services will be offered at its newly relocated office at 4 Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay until Friday, September 3, 2021. In a release, the ministry explains that the public can expect full service to be restored on Monday, September 6, 2021. The team apologizes for any inconvenience caused. Motorists will see an increase in fuel prices when they fill up at the pumps over the course of the next week. Details of this and the latest financial data and forecasts in the business report.
Effective Thursday, September 2, motorists should see an increase at the pumps in the prices of gasoline and diesel. 87 and 90 octane gasoline will be sold for $155.31 and $160.95 per liter, following increases of $2.63 and $1.52 respectively. Automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $144.05 per liter, following an increase of $2.90, while ultra-low sulfur diesel saw a price increase of $1.25 and will be sold for $152.07 per liter. Kerosene increased in price by $3.06 and will be sold for $123.07 per liter. Propane liquid petroleum increased in price by 18 cents and will be sold for $70.09 per liter. Butane liquid petroleum will be sold for $77.51 per liter after an increase of 17 cents. Be on the lookout for price changes as marketing companies and retailers will add their respective markup to these prices. In Wednesday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index declined by 128.29 points to close at over 417,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 97 stocks, of which 36 advanced, 40 declined, and 21 traded firm. The Junior Market Index advanced by 24 points to close at over 3,000 units. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living Jamaica Limited, Cargo Handlers Limited, and Caribbean Producers Jamaica Limited. Stocks declined for 1834 Investments Limited, Access Financial Services Limited, and AMG Packaging and Paper Company Limited. Trading firm were CAC 2000 Preference Shares, CAC 2000 Limited, and Caribbean Assurance Brokers Limited. Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with over 2.9 million units, followed by Future Energy Source Company Limited ordinary shares with over 2.2 million units, and AMG Packaging and Paper Company Limited with over 1.4 million units. In foreign exchange trading for Wednesday, September 1, the US dollar sold for an average of $152.05. The Canadian dollar ended trading at $121.37. The pound sterling trading for $209.73. And the euro sold for an average of $181.29. In market data for oil, prices edged higher on Thursday, supported by a sharp decline in U.S. crude stocks and a weaker dollar, though gains were capped by an OPEC decision to stick to its policy of only gradual increases to output. Brent crude futures rose 30 cents to sell for $71.89 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate crude rose 28 cents to sell for $68.87 a barrel. On that note, we close this Thursday's edition of the Business Report Inside the News on PBCJ. I'm Carol Francis, sitting in for Gabriel Thompson.
The lockdown has resulted in many turning to delivery services for meals. The hospitality industry has adjusted to make it easier for everyone to support their favorite local restaurant. In this week's Culinary Trail, we look at the takeout and service options offered by Grill and Chill Jamaica.
Chill and Grill came about because my family has a farm, and throughout all the years, the meat price of pig was on a steady price despite the cost of feeds and the different inputs going up. So out of playing dominoes and doing a little, just throw on a grill for your friends, that was where Chill and Grill started actually 3 years ago, where we use locally grown meat, because sometimes I don't have enough on my farm, so I have to buy from Copperwood or buy elsewhere. But we use locally grown meats, and then we season. Part of our secret is that Chef and I, we season at least 5 days in advance. So it gives the meat time to marinate. And then, as you know, crispy pork, which is one of our specialties, is, oh Lord, how do you describe it apart from divine? But when you're a pork lover, crispy pork is the best way to have pork, because it's like pork served with love. That is the La Caja China box. That is the secret to the crispy pork. That is the secret to the crunchy, crackling pork skin that everyone loves. It actually was invented in Cuba, in Chinatown in Cuba, mimicking how they cook pork, like bury it in the ground and put the coal on top. So the pork sits in the bottom and then you slow cook it. So you get this moist, well-cooked pulled pork effect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. In fact, some people call it the magic of the box, because it's magical. 1 week, a customer said, I don't eat pork, can you do salmon? And we did grill salmon. And the gentleman's report, when he left here, he sent a picture. By the time he was at Manningsville Road, it was finished. So we are versatile. So we will cook what you want. But we do have steamed fish. We do have roast fish. And we do have jerk chicken like you have never had it before. Because the box, again, there's magic in the box. Always, we have barbecue pigtail, which is a Jamaican favorite. We have steam and roast fish. We have jerk chicken. We have, chef's specialty is barbecue honey glazed ribs. Now I promise you, come and taste the ribs, it will be like no other. Seasoned with love and cooked and served with passion. We use all natural products, and so it will be natural for us to do natural juices. I have a young man who is a friend of my son who makes natural juices.
Hi, I'm Nigel Brady. I am the founder of Nature's Sip, and what we offer is a myriad of flavors of 100% natural beverages, right? All homegrown produce, and you have the choice of sweetened or unsweetened. Most customers tend to prefer the unsweetened because you actually feel the wellness in it at the first sip. So initially, that's the sip of change that we intend to offer or already offering to the diets of Jamaicans.
So we are a family setting, although we can't have the gathering now because of Corona. But if you want to go someplace where you're comfortable and feel mamas love them, Chill and Grill is the place for you. What we have done because of COVID, everything has been converted to grab and go. So we invested in a warmer where we can keep the food warm, and then we schedule pickups. So if you don't want to come out of your car, you can tell us what time you're coming and we'll meet you at the gate and deliver it. Or if you want it delivered at a small cost, we'll send it to you. If you are having a private gathering and you just want awesome grilled foods, or matter of fact, awesome any foods, you can call us and we will package it and deliver it for you. Because the idea is we grill and you chill. So you just bring the orders to us and we will deliver it to you wherever you are. So you have fun and stay safe in your neck of the woods. We now cook on every last Saturday, but food is ready from 9 in the morning. So we cater to the man who wants to go bird bush or want to go beach. Him can come early, pick up him crispy pork and head to the hills. Why Chill and Grill? If you want succulent pork, if you want pork that you will lick your fingers, if you think Kentucky is finger licking, come to Chill and Grill. I promise you, You're going to get food with love, food served with love and with passion.
In regional news, Guyana's vaccination drive for children 12 years and older is picking up pace. More than 3,000 students have taken the job so far. Gordon Mosley of News Source Guyana reports.
The government's COVID-19 vaccination drive for adolescents is picking up pace, with over 3,000 of the nation's children who are 12 to 17 years old receiving the first dose of the Pfizer jab. During today's COVID-19 update, the Health Minister, Dr. Frank Anthony, said he is pleased in the interest shown to get children vaccinated.
So far, since we have started this exercise last Thursday, as of today, we have given out about 3,412 doses of the Pfizer vaccine to our children. So it is going good. We have a very strong partnership with the Ministry of Education, and it is rolling out smoothly. And as we gain momentum, I think more and more parents will bring their children.
The vaccination of children is a key component for the reopening of schools in the country. Schools are set to reopen their doors next Monday. Although not mandatory at this time, it is the hope of the authorities that parents will approve their children to be vaccinated so that the school system can return to some level of normalcy. There are more than 58,000 children who fall into the category of those that should be vaccinated, according to the Ministry of Health.
I know we are already getting requests to come out to some other areas, but we have a system how we're working, and very shortly we'll be out in every region.
Guyana recently received over 146,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine, which has been approved for children between the ages of 12 and 18 years old. The Ministry of Education has been encouraging parents to give consent for their children to be vaccinated against the virus. Additionally, the Health Minister has stated that with the Delta variant circulating, children should be protected, since that variant spreads faster and appears more dangerous, especially among children.
Barbados' teachers' unions are in support of the government's move to have classes online at the start of the new academic year on September 20. But there are some concerns. We hear more from Barbados today.
Government's decision to take classes online this new school year in light of the surge of COVID-19 cases is getting the thumbs up from the island's two main teachers' unions. President of the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, Marianne Redmond, tells Barbados Today that she fully supports the move announced by Education Minister Santia Bradshaw on Tuesday.
Given the upsurge in COVID cases generally, and given the fact that the Delta variant is here, and that variant, children are now far more vulnerable to this variant as compared to the previous ones, as we see with the 114 children in isolation up to yesterday. We think that this is the safest method in which to resume our school year, or rather to start our school year on the 20th of September. It is the most effective way to ensure that we can start educating our children again, and doing so in an environment that offers them and all other school users, teachers, and ancillary staff a safer environment.
Meanwhile, President of the Barbados Union of Teachers, Pedro Shepherd, is also backing the move, but he has some concerns about students and teachers having access to devices.
We support, as it is now going online. It is not something that teachers wish, but it is something that we have no choice in right now because of the surge in COVID cases, and in particular the Delta variant. So if we are to do any teaching at all, it can only be done online, and therefore we support going online. But it is something that I would want the ministry to address in terms of its duration. Wherever we can get back to face-to-face in a safe environment, we will want to go that particular route. Between now and 20th of September, I believe the online rollout can go ahead. The challenge that we would have, or the challenges that we would have rather, was the one, devices for students. I believe more teachers would have. New teachers coming into the system now would probably be able to access devices that teachers who going on leave or whatever would return. Students should be able to utilize the devices they had before. There are some, of course, who would have returned damaged devices, so it means that the ministry over the next 2-3 weeks will have to source another set of devices to ensure that every single child has a device.
The Nevis Department of Education is preparing for the start of the new school year. Classes are set to begin on September 6th. Principal Education Officer Zanella Claxton says changes regarding the opening of school can be expected. SKN's Andre Huey reports.
The Nevis Department of Education is preparing for the start of the 21-2022 school year on Nevis, which commences on September 6th. However, Ms. Zanella Claxton, Principal Education Officer in the department, told the Department of Information on August 31st that changes regarding the opening of school can be expected.
September 6th is our start date. We will put information out in relation to each school and their specific starting protocols. Some schools will have a rolling start and some schools will start in full on Monday. But in relation to our early childhood centers, we will start in full on September 6th. Our primary schools, as I said, we will put that information out as to who is expected to come out on the 6th and the rolling dates after that. And for our secondary schools, we will also put that information out and share with you and provide an update. But we wanted to ensure that parents are aware that we are ready for our start of the new school year on September 6th, 2021.
Meantime, the Principal Education Officer noted that the department is actively engaging in several activities ahead of the school's reopening, including preparing parents to ensure a better parent-teacher relationship in the interest of the students' educational development.
We know this week, some of the most parents for our pre- and primary schools have been called to be part of the Meet the Teacher activity. It is a thrust by the Department of Education to increase parental engagement, to help parents to see where students are currently academically after some form of semblance of learning loss. We also know that it will give our teachers a meter stick, an idea of where our students are currently, so that they can know where to start.
Ms. Claxton stated that the exercise is not expected to bring about perfection and urged parents not to view it as an exam in which students would be graded. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
In sports, Jamaica will play its first CONCACAF World Cup qualifying match inside the Azteca Stadium today, September 2. The Reggae Boyz are set to clash with Mexico at 9 p.m. The Jamaicans will return home on Friday to prepare for game number 2 against Panama at the National Stadium on Sunday. 9 members of Jamaica's under-15 men's football squad in the Dominican Republic have tested positive for COVID-19. The young footballers had traveled to that country to participate in the Caribbean Football Union Under-15 Boys Challenge Series. The athletes are now in quarantine and they have to produce 2 negative COVID-19 test results to be permitted to travel home. And that's the news on PBCJ. Thank you so much for watching.